Warriors Unite! Back with another episode of Mega Warriors 2 in the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are conquesting yourselves, conquesting things around you, and under God's purposes. Thank you guys for all the comments, the donations. Thank you guys for all the feedback. Good, bad, otherwise, it's all good. It's all good because I always want you guys to kind of tell me what to do with the channel as we go through. This is really more for you guys than anything else. I'm just kind of sharing my opinions, my experiences to kind of help you guys. I know that a few people have talked about this one issue that I think I'm going to talk about in reference, but I'll do it as a separate one. Couple different things we're going to talk about in the future. So let me go ahead and do some quick shout outs here before we do it. Where's my sheet at here? Let's catch up with a few as we do this. JJ Wolfe, thank you, my friend. YFs, breakups, they're not easy, my friend. You got to keep going. But remember, you're not defined by your relationships or defined by the situations around you. You react to those, so keep reacting positive and keep battling on. My voice, thank you. Volk 4200. Now it says 13 days. I know this is probably way past, long ago, but thank you, my friend. On the boosters, found my first video with the battle cry. That's good. I don't know which one it is. I can't remember anymore. But I know we've been doing this for about 3 years now. I think I found one. It was kind of strange how I look. I look so much different than I did before, which is probably a good thing, right? I think I was a little too feminine back then as compared to now. I'm getting more into, getting the benefits. And so I'm seeing more of the benefits now. So it's probably all good. So thank you, my friend. Spiritus, what does it mean to be masculine? I think we did one on that. Thank you. Kassem Le Un, thank you. Tyrone Mano, thank you. Looking great. Thank you so much, my friend. My voice, another one. Zachazuki, thank you. Getting younger each video. Thank you for that. Phoenix Rising. Air Camino, thank you. Hizkiyahu, thank you. Yisrael Yehuddah, thank you, my friend. I keep saying that wrong. I apologize. Tobe Van Heirseele, thank you. John Williams did 2 of them. Thank you. Looking like you're 45, 40. Interesting enough, that's kind of about the time, maybe a little bit earlier than that. Late 30s, early 40s, where I started looking at the Fountain of Youth book that Kelder did, and hopefully it's been working. I think that what Kelder was saying and what I agree with is that you're not really kind of, you're slowing down time. That probably is the best way to do it, and I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Lego King is cool. Thank you. Giovanni. Hams, thank you. Jon the Dawn had a couple, thank you. Professor, LDS 87. Stony Path, thank you. Shively, thank you. Curvy Shrine, I think it's 2. I think Curvy Shrine and Caleb Shively. I messed that up. I apologize, guys. Volk 4200. Alan Govel from France, thank you. Shannon Crisp. Elliot Jones, and on booster. So we caught up with a bunch of them, like 30 of them today, so I appreciate that. We're at the 3:23 mark on this one, and I know I usually say 2 minutes, so again, I have to kind of say that we're going to move ahead, trying to get some of these done. But our topic for this one, my friends, is the biggest threat to releasing is overconfidence. Now, let's talk about this. So we had a bunch of newer people just kind of talk about this over the last couple of days. Andrew McNelis, / G, Oleg talked about this too. So the key warriors in all of this is to remember how battles are won and lost. Remember, the time that you fight the battle and you achieve victory, you're victorious in the battles, those are the times that you have to still be on guard. Because what ends up happening is that you let your guard down, and that's when another force, or maybe the force you just defeated, decides to make an uprising and come back at you. The same thing happens in athletics and anything you do. There's a time where you have to make sure you put the foot down on the enemy and destroy the enemy, so there's no way that enemy can get back up. In this case, it's not going to be easy to destroy the evil one. You're going to have to continue to keep battling every day. So overconfidence is a huge issue when it comes to being on this retaining streak. You have to get to the point where you're confident enough to be able to say, okay, I can handle this, but I have to be aware that this is not an easy thing. And that I always have to make sure that I'm on target, I'm keeping forward, I'm not getting distracted, and I'm not going to fall into those patterns that could easily get me falling back to what happened before. That is crucial when it comes to this whole journey. Always keep remembering, always be humble. Never get to the point of thinking, I've beaten this, I'm great, I can't fall back ever again, that the evil one's never going to get back to me. That's one of the flaws and one of the sins that the devil, the evil one, comes back at you with. They will basically let you get overconfident and then pull the rug right under you. And all of a sudden provide you temptation, and all of a sudden you're back to square one. This happened to me for 47 years. This is why I say this. It's not easy. What you got to do is you got to keep on building good habits. And we'll talk about this in another video, the next one. Build the good habits so that you're going to see that you're going to increase yourself each day. That's why we talk about getting better by 1% every day. Overconfidence is going to kill you. Never think you have this under control, in my opinion. Because once you start doing that, then you're not going to battle any longer. You're going to ease up on the gas pedal, and all of a sudden you're going to find yourself back in that situation again. And now you're fighting uphill battle again. Now you're going to go back into another stage, and you have to restart again. All these things happen, and a lot of that cause is because you stopped making that full effort. And in this society, we have a lot of people, for whatever reason, they don't give full effort to things. They're giving half effort. They're not giving 100%. We've lost the work ethic for a lot of people. They don't want to keep working hard, even in this type of situation. When you're working hard, fighting the battle, and you're continuing to try to stay away from the temptation, keeping your energy within you. That's the key thing here. So in these cases that Andrew talked about, Du talked about, those type of things, and also for Oleg said, the key is going to be, guys, is do not get disheartened. Do not get overconfident, but also do not get disheartened. So I believe, and this is my opinion, because I think it saw it happen to me. It took me almost 2.5, 3 years, and we've been doing this for 3 years. I've been on the no fap start 4 years ago. Monk mode, periodically I've been doing. Now it's a longer streak, but it was a short streak at the beginning. I had trouble still thinking about temptation, things like that. So it took a while to overcome the thinking part of it. But it takes a long time if you had all those years like I did at 47 years. Now, a lot of you guys may have not had all those years. But whatever amount of years you had into that thinking, into that habit-forming types of things, your body is reacting to that. That body is used to all those years of, I call self-abuse now. All those years of self-abuse. Now, all of a sudden, you decide to switch. And you say, wow, I'm going to stop cold turkey. This is why addictions, I don't care if it's alcohol, drugs, pornography, whatever it might be, is not easy at all. No addiction's easy. Whether it's eating or gambling, it doesn't matter. Because what happens is your body and your mind focuses on a way you would put your life together. Good or bad, it doesn't care. It's not going to make a judgment. Your body's not making a judgment. It's just saying, this is what we've been doing. We've been doing this for such a long period of time that I'm used to this. My body's adapted to you in this new attitude. Having sex with people every day, releasing. It may destroy me, but I'm going to continue doing it because I'm in that habit. Now, once you start saying, no, we're going to stop. This game is over. We're going to change the pace of the game. We're changing the game. Now your body says, no, you're not going to do this for me right now. You're stopping. We're going back to the old pattern. I don't like change. No one likes change. So mentally or physically, people don't like change. That's why we talk about it takes 3 weeks, 21 days, 28 days, a month or so to actually get into a new habit. To get the habit out of your system, you've got to keep battling it and battling it. And sometimes it's going to take a while. And if you had many years like I did of self-abuse, It took me a good 2.5, and I'm still working 3 years later. And the idea is that your body is still fighting you. It always wants to go back to what it was comfortable with, mentally and physically. So when we talk about overconfidence is easy because in the back of your mind, the evil one's always got your body and spirit set up so that even though you may have some successes here and there, a week, 90 days, 2 weeks, a month, a year, the body is reacting to all those years. And if you started young, like 12, 13, 14, whatever, like I did, all of a sudden now you have lots of issues because you're going all the way back to the days you were 13 years old, in my case. You've got to realize this is a lifelong battle, warriors, that you're going to have to face the fact that just because I had some success here, a week here or not, doesn't mean you got to get overconfident and say, okay, I've dealt with this. I've defeated the devil. I've defeated the evil one. I've now overcome this habit. You know, people have the same issue when it came to smoking, and they have the same issue when it comes to drinking. And those people fall back into it very easily again because they don't realize that this habit was formed for a long time. And you can't just break the habit right away. So to my warrior friends out there, Oleg, Andrew, all of you guys, Bronx, the key, my friends, is to be able to say, okay, we have got to continue doing this. Now, in Du's case, he had a good topic here that I also want to talk about. And that when we talk about people being married, I mentioned this before. The key thing is you're supposed to be able to, you can still have intimacy. You still can have the enjoyment of intimacy. And in fact, there's nothing, you can still have sex. But the key is you go back to the history, you go back to a lot of the philosophers, the key is not releasing. That is not easy. So this is why we talk about the fact that you should not even bother at this point and do celibacy. But if you're married and you're having someone that you've had children with or you're with, this is why the Lord, and you look at the Bible, talks about that, well, if you have too much lust, then you should marry. Have someone who at least you can go ahead and have intercourse with that you're not going to necessarily release with. We'll talk about how you do that in another video, and I appreciate you bringing that up as a comment. But going back to this idea of being overconfident, it's easy to be overconfident because in this society, you're going to say, okay, I've now defeated the devil. I defeated the evil one. I'm in a streak of 1.5 years, 2 years. Well, all of a sudden, the evil one says, okay, you haven't seen this situation. There's another girl walking down the street or something else is happening. Well, all of a sudden, now I'm going to get involved and here's some drugs or here's some alcohol. And now my defenses have weakened. And here comes the girls coming in, or here comes the guys if you're female. Those are the types of things you see, and you have to be careful of. This is why if you start this self-control trip of controlling yourself, now you're looking at controlling yourself in lots of other areas besides just semen retention. It starts with semen retention. But I end up taking cold showers in the morning, just jumping in there, getting some level of control, fighting this fear or this anticipation of all this ice cold water. Then you look at your eating and you look at your working out. All these things are based on the same premise that you're starting to take control of yourself to any point you can. There's some things you can never control, but there's other things you can control. And this is your behavior and your reaction to things. You've got to control your temper. You got to control your activities. And now as you control more and more, now you become closer to God, and God will help you overcome these situations that you have. But never think you have this defeated, warriors, because the time that you think you have it defeated is the time you're going to get attacked. I can almost guarantee this. This is how war works. If you're not destroying your enemy, in this case the devil, at least to the point that you can, you're never going to destroy a devil totally. If you can't destroy a devil to the point of destroying the situation, then always be aware that in the next minute that devil can come back. It's kind of hot over here, right, in this Midwest right now, so that's why I'm sweating a little bit. But the thing is, my friends, is you have to go ahead and fight this to the end. And that's the key. But never be overconfident, never be too confident that you've defeated this. Because once you do that, you leave yourself wide open. So a good topic, and I appreciate Andrew and Oleg especially. And then Du made a good comment on the other thing that I wanted to talk about as well. Once again, guys, great topics. And I know somebody had also mentioned to me that I talk a little bit too much about the attraction stuff. That's something I fall back on what you guys send me. A lot of you guys, especially newer subscribers, want to go ahead and talk about attraction. We have many videos on that in the series that I've had. It's funny, I go back and on the boosters mentioned this. I go back and look at myself back in, what was 3 years ago. And in my mind, you know, I've changed a lot, and I didn't have a beard even back then. And it's just very interesting to kind of see the transition of things. And I see it as all a very positive type of thing, but I know that it's a big change. So it's kind of hard to look back at the old ones to kind of see what's happened with that. But it is a good thing to keep moving forward, keep improving yourself, and getting to the point where you can actually go ahead then and help other people and help the world as a whole. All right, I hope this helped, Warriors. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight. Again, thank you guys for your comments. Thank you guys for everything, participating and getting together and focusing on what we need to do to continue to be that high-value male. Hope you guys are staying cool, especially in the Midwest. Some of the other areas around there is not as hot as we are, but in the last few days in the Midwest, we've been 90 plus. So keep it cool, my friends, and we'll keep going along as we go along. The next topic we're going to talk about is forming good habits. How do you do that during some retention to keep the devil away? Also a very important type of thing. Why are releasing? It's another good topic that a few people talked about. What does transmute mean? We'll focus on one of those. Why do people act crazy around you? How to keep women at a distance. Vampire suckers, there was another one that talked about. And then Du Bronx also asked about how do you focus on having sex without releasing within a marriage situation, those type of things that I experience all the time myself. So, okay, my friends. Well, until next time, 2 things we always remember. 1, every day is a new day to a great warrior, and you guys are all great warriors, and I appreciate the fact that we can talk like this. I love the live stream we had. We'll do it again in July, and then I enjoy that. And number 2, guys, as I always said, this is a perfect topic for that. Never get overconfident. We've got to continue to keep fighting and fighting, because we're never going to defeat the devil, or at least put the devil in his spot, unless we have total control of ourselves as we go through. In order to do that, we have to continue every day to battle on! God bless you guys. Have a great day.